Hello there, my Instagrammers, and hello there, my Facebookers. It's so good to be here with you. I'm Donna Hoffman. They call me the interior design advocate because I love to advocate on behalf of design lovers just like you, women working on your own home, not necessarily getting the results you want to love, 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 and that you love having people over, you love waking up to this gorgeous surrounding. If your results are falling flat, you are in the right place. I am a design coach for women just like you, and we are here to eradicate and wipe out the non-beautiful room, the ugly room, anything that's not making you happy in your home. We teach you about how to turn it around. So I'm getting my waves already from Instagram. Hello there to you on Facebook as well. So every Tuesday at 4 p.m. Eastern, we stop what we're doing here at my luxury design studio, and I come out here and talk to you. I got to tell you, this has been a crazy day so far. I had important meetings with realtors this morning, an important meeting with realtors, I should say, this morning. Then I had a slightly longer break than I expected, but I had to then rush over to a really great meeting all about millwork that we're adding to this beautiful home, lovely couple that we're working with. And then I had to race back here to the office to see you guys. And on the way back, we're expecting some wacky snowstorm tomorrow, but everything looks so peaceful and calm. And where I live on the outskirts of Philadelphia, there are these beautiful pastoral rolling hills, and the animals were out grazing, and beautiful, fields of sheep or sheepettes or little baby sheep in there. What are the baby sheep called? Sheeparoonies? Are those lambs? Is a lamb a baby sheep? Maybe a lamb is its own thing. I really don't know. In New York, where I grew up, not a lot of sheep roaming around. So if you know what a baby sheep is called, write it in. And if not, I think we should call them sheepettes. I think that's a good possibility. Okay, enough of this tomfoolery. We are talking about decorating with your other half. I almost said your better half, but girls, I think you're the better half. Decorating with your other half, whether you're married, whether he's your boy toy, whether he's your lover, decorating with your other half, sometimes a trip to heaven and sometimes a trip to that other place. So how do you do this so that it's a great experience and so that it's a win-win for everyone? That's what we're talking about, and that's what I'm teaching you about today. Couple of great things I do with couples so that everybody wins, and this is something you can do with your lover when you're doing some designing together. So here are some things I want you to think about. First and foremost, I hate to speak in generalities. You know me, I'm an equal time kind of gal, but I'm speaking in generalities today. Guys, generally speaking, they're very bottom line, and they're all about the numbers. They're all about the budget. So you want to make sure that you talk to your honey about this project you want to do, but definitely approach it first with the perspective that I want to do this in a way that's sound fiscally. And I want to make sure that there is some budget research that happens so that we can establish our budget range, and then it'll be my job to make sure we stay within that range. Get financial sign-off from your partner in design first, not after. So many people go charging headlong in, fall in love with all kinds of stuff, and then get disappointed when your honey bun says, meh, I'm not really comfortable spending X on that. Within that financial discussion, though, make sure that you arrive on the range, the number range that you want to do, and then go on and say, listen, I promise I will control things within this range. Do I have your sign off that if I go a little over budget on item B, I'm telling you I'll make it up on item C? This way you have a little bit of flexibility to go for that kapow item that you really like, step it up a little on your tile or step it up on a window treatment, and then you go downstairs on something else price point wise. So make sure you have a really clear budget discussion about this first. And P.S., you guys all know this, if you're having trouble in the bedroom, you don't talk about your sex troubles in the bedroom. You do it on like neutral ground. Don't talk about this design project when tempers are flaring, or you're in the furniture store, or you're in the tile store for your kitchen. Have a pre-design, I love you so much meeting. So you're going to talk about budget, and you're also going to say to your honey bun, listen, I love you to pieces. I know you love me to pieces. I want you to be really happy with the way this all comes out. And I know you want me to be really happy with the way this all turns out. And so I want us both to win, and I want this to be a great experience for both of us. And I just want to set the ground rules that I'm going to take great care of you, and you're going to take great care of me too. So with that said and done, you talk about budget. Then here's a great trick. You ready for this? So there always has to be a project lead on a project, right? So in my company, I'm the lead designer. So if you're working with your significant other, your boyfriend, your whatever, your girlfriend, you want to make sure that you establish who is the lead on this project. Now, this is where it gets a little dicey, because with couples, very often there's a little power struggle happening here or there. So what you want to do is say, listen, we're doing these 3 rooms on the first floor of our home. How about this? In room A, who is the lead? Is room A more important to you, or is it room B that's more important to you? So maybe your hubs will be the lead in the, I don't know, the family room. And by the lead, I'm talking 41% to you, 51% to him. Nobody is the emperor. Nobody gets all the votes. But what I mean is that when it comes down to one area where you have, well, I prefer this option, he prefers that option, whoever's the lead gets to settle in the area where they're the lead. So maybe you're the lead in the kitchen, he's the lead in the family room. So see if you can divvy up rooms where if push comes to shove and you're really just having a hard time, you don't mind his choice, but you prefer your choice, then he gets to have a slightly greater lead in that room. Now, you might say to me, well, Donna, we're doing one room together. What if we're doing the kitchen together? I'm not going to make him the lead on the whole kitchen. All right, relax. So here's the story. If you're doing one room together, you have to divvy up now elements within that room. You might say, okay, listen, you're the bigger cook, so you can be the lead 51% to my 49% on the appliances. And I want to be the lead on the creative, so that if we're really down to the wire on 2 cabinet door styles and we like them both, but you slightly prefer one and I slightly prefer the other, I'm the lead on the creative. Or I'm the lead on the cabinetry if he wants to be the lead on the lighting. So if you have to divvy it up that way, you do. The point of this, though, is never ever to be, hey, you're the dictator, I'm the little pleb. It's to say we have a near equal voice, but when it comes down to it and we're just stuck between my first choice and your first choice, somebody has to be able to give, somebody has to be able to take, and it has to be even throughout the project. And you also want to set the ground rule and the parameter that under no circumstances will anything come into your home that your partner finds offensive or that you find offensive. I know when Steve and I were first married, when we first bought our home, I have very eclectic art taste, and it's probably my training and my background. And Steve has a much more, I don't want to say narrow, more focused view, like a smaller range of what he really finds beautiful in the art world. And I remember I saw a painting that I loved. I wanted to put it into the house, and he said, you know what? I just don't like that subject matter. I just would prefer it not be in our home. I said, okay. No problem. And there's a color that I design with all the time, but that I really can't live with. It's a little too harsh, a little too strong for me. We don't have that color in our home. I wouldn't mind if Stephen put it in his, his office, but it's not in any of our common spaces. It's just too intense a color for me. So you got to set those ground rules. Nobody gets to do anything. If you hate the painted Elvis, he can't put a painted Elvis in your place, okay? So hopefully those ground rules will really help you. It always helps the couples that we design with and for. And then if you're one of my students and you know how to do the design fingerprint, by all means, do the design fingerprint exercise between both of you so that you can find your common ground as well. So if you have a question about designing with your honey and you want to put it in, by all means do. And while I'm waiting for questions to come in about your honey, oh, a lamb. Stacy Mullins said that a baby sheep is a lamb. I thought a lamb was its own category, Stacy. I didn't know it was a baby something. I could have been an animal namer in heaven, Katie. When they were giving out, I should have been a sheepette. I like sheepette. Sounds like you go on the road and do a musical act. or you can, you know, make animal sounds. While I'm waiting for questions to come in, I do want to let you know, take my specs back off. Next week, I'm going to be going to the Design Influencer Conference. So I won't be here next week for Facebook Live. I thought about trying to scooch out during the conference to be with you, but there's so much going on there. And so many people I need to see and meet with. So I just need to be able to do a deep dive into that. So I will come back for you the following Tuesday. We'll be back into our regular scheduled stuff. And Katie, what am I talking about the following Tuesday? What am I talking about? Oh, it's a good one. 2 weeks from today, we are talking about how to shake and get rid of home shame. Yes, big topic, important topic, how to get rid of home shame, okay? How to shake it. So that's what we're doing 2 weeks from today. And last piece of housekeeping, oh my gosh, the Window Boss course that I'm doing live this Saturday from 1 to 3:30 p.m. Eastern. If you don't have your ticket, you are going to be missing the boat. People have already messaged me saying, hey, when else are you offering it? I don't have any other plans to offer it, this event live. It has been a Herculean effort, total labor of love. We did a run through on it yesterday. Oh my gosh, the people that were there absolutely flipped over it. I love all the courses I create, but this is a goodie. So if you are either a woman working on your own home and you feel like, oh, I just don't know what I'm doing with window treatments, or I wish I felt more confident, you've got to be there. If you are a stager and feel like, oh, my window treatment, you know, vibe isn't that good, my mojo, you got to be there. Or if you're a newbie designer, 5 years or less in the industry, you never apprenticed with a designer, and you feel like your window treatment training was meh, you got to be there. Ticket holders will have access to a 4-week window to see the replay, and there's an 8-week pop-up Facebook group, and we are covering so much, and we will be working through your design dilemma on your windows. Everything from the logistics of what the playing field and window treatments are, to how to deal with those tricky windows, to how to take a dive into fabrics, what that whole piece of the game is like, how to get the right proportion on windows, whether you're doing ready-made, semi-custom, or custom, how to do all kinds of great doctoring up when it comes to ready-mades. There is a lot of great meat. It is 2 hours of content with a 30-minute Q&A. Tickets are on sale. We will be closing the doors on Friday, so you definitely got to get those ticket sales, ticket purchases in if you want to come live online, so you can do it in your PJs. There you go. Alrighty, so Lauren wants to know. Well, Lauren from Instagram is saying that she loves the whole idea of everything I've just suggested about how to design with your honey so you go to heaven, not that other place. Lauren says, I love this idea. We just bought a house and we will be making changes in it. All right, Lauren, that's good. I want you to be wise and make sure that you are really working in partnership. And when people in design feel like everybody gets a voice, everybody wins, people are more likely to do some really good, what's the word, give and take, really good compromise. And if all else fails, bribe him in the bedroom, give him what he wants. Did I just say that? I did. Okay, Margaret says, I'm the lead designer and my spouse is the lead carpenter. Okay, that works. I like that one too. That's a good one, Margaret. Good. Let me see. Instagram, keep those comments coming in. You're nice and chatty today, Instagram. I love it. Let's see what everybody has to say on Facebook. Stacy Mullins is waving to me, and Lori's giving me a wave and a hello. Hello, girlfriends. Okay, Lori's catching me on a replay. Stacy's telling me about the lambs. That's good. Okay, good. So I'm getting hellos on Facebook, but I'm not getting questions. So this is perfect. We've done everything we've come to do here on Instagram, on Facebook and Instagram today. We taught a great lesson. We're a lot of questions to take. I do want to tell you, show us some love. We'd love to connect with you more. Find us on Instagram at decorating.genius. That's at decorating.genius. So you can be in the know on what we're doing, what inspires us, how we're teaching you through design through our Instagram account. That's at decorating.genius. It has been wonderful being here with you. Katie and I actually have a design meeting to get into. I'm just seeing if there are more questions. Oh, this is a good question from Kate. From Kate Cecilka. Kate, I probably didn't say that right. Cecilka? I think I might have said it right. Kate wants to know, what are some good areas to save on a project? Kate, that's a great question. I'd love to know what type of project you're talking about. So if you want to pop that in real quick, you can. Katie, just let me know if you see something come through there. So here's the story. What you want to do is make sure you have an overall plan, Kate, so that if you have to put your project into phases, you can do a little less purchasing up front, knowing that everything that you're doing is going to lead to the right, the right end point. So that is one way to work with a more restrained budget, so that you are spending wisely and putting the quality that you need into things, rather than saying, hey, I'm going to go lower cost on everything. For example, when you buy the lowest cost sofa in a high traffic room, not going to look so great in a year, 2 years, 3 years. And then you're going to have to replace it in year 4, 5, 6 when you'd rather be doing something else. So when you talk about doing what Kate is talking about, a word for it is called value engineering. Where do you go downstairs in price point to be able to save some money so that you have dollars to put into something else, a better quality something? I would say this to you, Kate. You might want to consider going downstairs in price and therefore quality on some of your case goods, your end tables, maybe on your coffee table, so that you can put more money into something like a sofa or a good mattress, something that's going to be used really with real constancy. Interior design gets really pricey really fast when you are filling up that home. So someplace you can save, try to do a really great ready-made drapery as opposed to a semi-custom, but follow some of the great hacks that we're going to be sharing in our course, so that you can get the most out of that ready-made. Or do a ready-made, but hire a professional installer to come in and make it look like $1 million, or follow some of these hacks so you can make it look like $1 million. So rather than doing semi-custom or custom treatments, you're going to go downstairs on the treatment, but maybe pay more to have it installed properly rather than doing a DIY if DIY isn't really your thing. Look, not everybody can, just paint their own room or put up their own wallpaper. Another great place for you to save, Kate, I would say, is in the rug scene. Instead of doing a wool, you can go into a nylon. That will save you something as well. You may not like the look of a nylon as much as a wool, but that certainly price point wise will bring you down as well. So look at the kinds of materials that you're using to see if you can save there as well. But I'd rather see you on furniture that doesn't get used as often, like or get as heavy use like an end table. I'd rather see you go downstairs on your end tables price point wise, so you can put a little bit more into your upholstery. The other thing too, you can think about going downstairs in quality on upholstery that isn't used as much, like the ottoman, or like an accent chair that's really more about look than it is about use. So hopefully that helps you. Also, I think lighting, I think there's a lot of lighting out there now, Kate, that really looks beautiful but doesn't break the bank, to include taking some of what you already own and getting out a can of Rust-Oleum and just spraying it and changing its color to reinvent it. I just had a family do that last year with a really big center hall foyer fixture. Fixture had good bones, it had good lines. It was just a really brassy, dated looking finish. I said, look, if this went black, it would look amazing. And sure enough, that's what they did. They changed the color, saved themselves, well over $1,000, $2,000 to replace something of that size. So maybe a little bit of DIY, Kate, if that's something that works for you, but hopefully some of those other suggestions will do it for you. Okay, my dears, Katie's passing me the note saying we got to start marching on here. Like I said, we have another design meeting we have to do before the day is done. If you are in the path of this storm that's supposed to be coming, hope you have a nice, safe day at home tomorrow. If you are not in the path of the storm, oh, scroll down for a good comment. Okay, hang on. I'm getting all these high-tech notes from Katie. Scrolling, I'm scrolling, hold the phone, scrolling. Meredith Wilson. Okay, Meredith Wilson says the following. I just banged everything and just really shook it, sorry. Meredith Wilson said, Donna, your approach to couple decorating has allowed me to remain attached to my fiance. I'm so glad. Name the first baby after me. Don't. Donna is a horrible name, but I'm sorry if you are a Donna out there. I love it for you. I just always wanted to be named Leslie when I was a kid. What up with that? Anyway, Meredith said, my approach to couple decorating has allowed her to stay attached to her fiance. He is the lead on the front sitting room, and I am the lead on the dining room and breakfast room. Meredith, you're good. We will divide the other rooms when we get to them. Such great advice. Thank you. Mwah. You are so welcome, Meredith. I love it. And I always like having a little bit of bliss happening on the design scene. And you have to remember, as a designer, I have to sit through meetings with couples that want to just, you know, throttle each other because they come to the game with bad history, where they were arguing in the tile store, where they were arguing in the furniture store. And then I get them and suddenly they go, oh, wait a minute. We just made a million decisions. Everybody just won. We feel calm. How'd you do that? Well, kind of what I taught you today is some of what I do with my couples. So if you're a designer watching, definitely use this with some of your spatting couples while you're designing with them as well. But Meredith, you just made my day. I'm so glad that this method has been working for you already. That's terrific. Okay, girlfriends, I will see you 2 weeks from today, 4 p.m. Eastern, for a dive into how to shake home shame. Stop comparing yourself to other people, all that that we get into. We're going to get rid of that. I will try to post from the Design Blogger Conference, at least on Instagram. If there's interesting stuff to share with you, tell you. So do watch our Insta stories at decorating.genius. And if you haven't purchased your ticket to the Window Boss event, go ahead and do it. You can still save $50 off that regular price. And I'm telling you, this is a really great opportunity and a great course, something I wish I had available to me when I was just starting out as a designer, something I definitely wish I had available to me before I was a trained designer. When I was a design lover, just like you guys, I wish there was somebody that could have just taken the whole playing field of window treatments and shrunk it down to a clear, narrow path. So I would have known exactly what I was doing, whether I was doing ready-mades, whether I was talking to a custom workroom or semi-custom workroom. I always felt like there was so much that they knew that I didn't know, and there was. So I hope you'll join us. And for more information on the Window Boss course, I did post in the comments. Just go to www.window-boss.com/buy. You don't have to buy, but at least that will bring you to a page that will give you more information about all the bonuses, all the content, and yada, 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 bip, bip, bip. All right, that's it. All right, dolls, I'll see you I'll see you in 2 weeks, and have a great weekend if I don't see you in the Window Boss course. Bye-bye now.